Possibly one of the best talks that I attended at the Level 3 APA Sports Physio course was by Ben Raysmith from the Australian Institute of Sport, and he talked about hamstring injuries, and he really made me think. I really enjoyed the ideas that he presented around hamstring injuries, which is, I suppose, it's our bread and butter. It's the biggest time loss injury in sport, and something that everyone's always trying to solve. But Ben talked about looking at the fibre angles of the hamstring muscles and how they're more short pennate sort of muscle fibres coming inwards like this, and yet we ask them to dissipate long high force loads like in that direction during sprinting especially. And he proposed in a similar way that gastroc and soleus have those same sort of muscle fibre angles and one common tendon to produce stiffness rather than control lengthening, that possibly the hamstrings are actually designed to do the same sort of thing. And that was a really interesting idea to me, that, and another level of thinking to consider. Again, are they really designed to do what we're trying to get them to do? And then also, he talked about consider the differences between semimembranosus, tendinosus, but also biceps fem, in that they're two different fibre types. So the semi-T is more type 2 fibre types. It's built for speed and power, and bicep fem more for endurance. So yet biceps fem is the one that is often injured more. And so do we need to consider that in how we're training? And is part of the problem that you pre-exhaust your type 2, so then your type 1 has to work more and more and more, and then it runs out of gas, and it's actually the one that broke, even though it wasn't necessarily the problem. He suggested that anterior tilt of your pelvis has the greatest influence of hamstring length at the hip, and therefore should be something, again, thinking laterally, should we be Thomas testing our athletes every day, especially during a pre-season where they're running a lot or something like that? So that was a really thought-provoking idea. One thing I've noticed since being in New Zealand is it's felt like the Polynesian players in particular seem to hurt their hamstrings more during the acceleration phase rather than at top speed. And Ben was telling me afterwards that he, in some of his findings, also noted similar. And they've done some basic ultrasound testing, and a lot of the Polynesian players seem to have no insertional tendon. It's pretty much a muscle to bone insertion at the ischial tuberosity. So possibly that's why they have more of that mechanism of injury. But it was a very interesting thing, and a really interesting talk that gave me a lot to think about on something that I thought I had a reasonably good handle on. So yeah, again, love to hear people's thoughts as always. Hit me up. Otherwise, until next time.